Yeah, what's up? What's up? This is Brother Ron from the Daily Smoke. What's happening?
Brother Los.
Brother Jam.
We are the Daily Smoke. We're glad to come back and see you guys again, man. So
Happy
what's
to be
going
back,
on?
brother.
It's
Good
hump
to be back.
day.
What's
Hump day.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It feels good to be able to say that.
I got treated to free Italian food today, so that was nice.
Did you?
Oh yeah, my job is celebrating customer service week.
What?
Yeah, so
They catered us.
yeah they brought us Italian food.
From
Had it
where?
brought to the office. Some little mom and pop Italian place. I don't remember the name of it, but the food was actually pretty good. They had a chicken Alfredo, a lasagna, and a couple other choices. But I stuck with the chicken Alfredo because one, I wasn't sure of the meat, and the other one had a lot of mushrooms in it, and I'm not.
I love mushrooms.
Mushrooms, really?
I love mushrooms. Ooh, I would tear them.
See, okay,
up.
you and me, Los.
I don't eat
I can
all
do
this.
mushrooms in small doses,
little piece.
or if they cook down so small that like you don't even
That
like
could be a
chew
piece of
them.
bread for me.
But
If I see the
love-
little, if I see the way when they
A
slice
mushroom
it,
piece of
it
bread.
looks like a mushroom.
Man.
If I see that shit, nah, get that
The
shit off.
texture of them is
Ooh,
just.
I love it.
I don't.
tear it up.
Yeah.
I tear it up.
Like I know a lot of people. Like, have you ever seen people do those portobello cap?
Yes,
Like burgers?
yes,
Like
yes,
do it like a
yes,
burger?
yes, yes.
How do you do that?
Awesome. Brother Kabaj.
You've had that before?
They
Yes,
grill those,
man,
they
yes.
grill
Right.
those mushrooms
Yes.
and shit. Yeah, no,
But
yeah.
the texture
I
of
wouldn't fuck
mushrooms
with
is
the
just weird to
Alfredo
me.
either because I don't do Alfredo.
You don't do Alfredo?
Nope, something about the,
Oh,
the
Lord.
flavor of Alfredo does not go with loaf. It will not. I cannot do it. That's why when I go places and I see something, they have something carbonara, I always ask, is that carbonara or is that Alfredo? Because a lot of places don't do Alfredo in its place.
Right.
So I have to ask because I can't. I've tried Alfredo different ways and it just.
Can't mess with it, huh?
I'm good. Like, fuck that. You know?
Are you a big fan of cheese?
I like cheese.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
You know.
That's weird because Alfredo is
that-
mostly cheese.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
I guess the way they mix it, the flavor to me, I
A
can't do
good
it.
Alfredo
I
sauce.
cannot do it. I cannot do
You
it.
know what I mean?
I cannot.
Probably will happen.
I guess.
I'm still waiting for some strippers to just spontaneously show up.
Oh, man, I got a funny story to tell you
That
about
shit made
somebody.
happy one day.
Somebody had a dying wish for a stripper.
What?
I have a funny
Yeah.
story to tell you after the show.
Okay.
remind me to tell you that.
Did
Very
you hear,
funny.
Did you hear about that nursing home?
You gotta abuse that dude?
No, it was a nursing home. I want to say it was like Thailand or something like
I
that.
thought one here. in Houston.
And over there, like it's actually kind of it's frowned upon, but it's like an old school custom
Uh-huh.
to hire strippers
That's
to come to funerals and like nursing homes.
It's crazy.
Right. And so this nursing home hired a stripper for their, older gentleman, and she came in and somebody filmed it and then put it up online, of course, and the video went viral.
Hey, 1 second before we go any further, can anyone check and see if we're being heard over the air right now? I think we're having issues. And then put it up online, of course, and it went viral. Hey, 1 second before we go any further, can anyone check? Now it's playing. It dropped. I think it dropped that signal because I think we have an issue.
It's listening to us, but it don't see us moving. Yeah, it doesn't see us moving, but we can hear everything we're saying.
Really?
So far, it was saying everything. You couldn't hear it on yours?
Like right now, can you? Yeah. See now we.
See? You had just said that. Before we go
Oh,
any further.
okay, cool. So they can still hear us. All right.
They can still hear us. It's still going. I mean, hey, if you've been with us since the beginning, y'all used to this shit. So
Exactly. We are
matter of
so
fact, some
sorry.
of these shows get more views than anything else.
We are
Right.
You know,
so
that throws
sorry.
us off. But yeah, so Yeah, they're listening to us. They hear us.
Look, shout out to Miss Pierce for sticking with us.
Yes,
She knows.
we hope
She
you
knows.
still love us.
She's probably sitting there. She's probably sitting there right
Yes,
now,
we are good.
like, damn, back to that.
This for
Huh?
her is nostalgia.
All right.
Right.
All right, so
Taking back old school on me.
getting back to our sponsors, man. I just want to get that shout out again to Bangin' 832 Radio.
Sure enough.
All right, a website is www.bangin, BANGIN 832.com. Okay, and we come on the Bangin' 832 Radio every Sunday night at 7 p.m. And yes, we're gonna get those videos out to you, Mike. I got you, man. We just trying to get back in the groove of things, man.
Right.
But thank y'all so much for still working with us, 832. We do appreciate y'all, man.
Sure.
Chop.
And then also, we have my favorite, Tamia's Touch of Care Massage Therapy.
Touch my body. To get
Woo,
with life,
that was almost as bad as me.
to get with life, get a massage.
Yeah, so we got Tamia's Touch of Care Massage Therapy. To get with life, get a massage, okay? And Tamia, we have worked with her for a very long time, and she has always been a steadily supporter of our platform, and we have nothing but the utmost of gratitude and thanks for everything that you've done for us. Thank you so much, Tamia. Thank you so
We
much.
met her at Puji Chagalia too.
We met her at Puji Chagalia, and it's funny you mentioned that.
Right.
Because we now have the fourth part of it, which is relationally speaking. It's going to be on this Saturday at 8 p.m.
Yep.
And it's going to start at 2 p.m. and it's going to last until 5 p.m. It's going to be down at the Midtown Arts Center, and the address is 3414 LeBranch Street, Houston, Texas, 77004. Now, in order to attend this event, you're going to have to get your tickets at Eventbrite. Now, if you go to Houston events, you type in Puji Chagalia, it'll lead you to
comes up.
that picture. Exactly, that picture right there
At the
comes
top,
up.
yo.
Okay, so now here's the good part.
This is wrong what they see there though.
This is wrong. Yeah, see,
yeah.
it gets better. So
Right.
here's the good part, guys. If you're with us tonight and you go to this event site, and you put in, what is it, until 9 p.m.
Friday night. Yeah.
Until 9 p.m. Friday night.
The
Okay.
tickets are $25, but if
You put in the
you
code.
Smoke. If you put in
the
smoke,
promo code SMOKE,
promo
it
code
takes
smoke.
another $5 off. So
There it
because
is.
you watch our show, you get it for $20.
There it is. Bam. Thank you, man. I couldn't figure it out. So yeah. So if you're watching and you put in the promo code SMOKE, you're gonna get $5 off of the cost, $30. So it takes it down to 25.
And that's
So
until
only
9
keep-
o'clock tomorrow night.
Right.
That's 9
And
o'clock tomorrow.
Friday night.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
excuse
still
me,
got a
Friday.
few days.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So and that's just for the people that watch our show. So if you don't watch our show,
Yeah, we're
You
not
won't
we're
know
not
to do
advertising
that.
this
Right.
anyplace
Oh,
else.
and
So
then- and then
if y'all want
just-
to get it,
and then circling back to Tamia's going to be there at 1
Right.
o'clock. The event starts at 2, but Tamia's going
Right.
to be there at 1 o'clock, giving sample massages. And then she may have some type of promo code for those that watch our show and mention that. She may have a discount for you for a full massage. So make sure y'all get there early. Get there at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, she's gonna be there at
House
1.
Apples.
We get started at 2. She's gonna be there at 1. I'm gonna have to get there at 12:45.
right?
You can be first.
I would be first. I'm gonna be right there. And so, thank you so much, Tamir. Thank you so much. As I said, she always supports us. You know,
Right.
And we're trying to support Vanessa and the Puji Chagalia series.
Ah,
events
you
that's
said it
been
right.
going on.
Yeah,
I did it.
yeah,
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I know a little bit. I'm trying.
Just a little bit.
Pray for me. So then
Yeah,
next
man.
we got the Buy Black Market, and that is the Buy Black Marketplace, and this is what I believe is at the Shrine of Black Madonna.
Right,
Absolutely. And there are a lot of different vendors
Hey,
there.
Mama.
You can set your own station up if you want to try to, promote whatever it is that you've either created yourself or you want to, promote, in terms of like information or what have you. So it's a really good exchange.
And a lot of our guests, a lot of our partners, Tamia,
They've been there.
Sweet Tooth Cheesecakes,
Okay.
all of them have been vendors down at this
That's
event.
what's
So
up.
first and third Saturday of every month,
Hello, Joyce.
y'all wanna check out some real support rather black businesses, please check out
And speaking
the
of,
Shrine of the Black
of the
Madonna.
cheesecake
Absolutely.
and all that, this Friday, what y'all doing this Friday? Ain't y'all
Oh
doing something this
yeah,
Friday?
this Friday we attending another Puff Puff Poetry event, and we're not going to be doing a live broadcast from it. But if y'all do want to come out to the event, it's at Tribeca. This
So it is a Tribeca.
Yeah, it is a
Oh,
Tribeca.
cool.
It's this Saturday, and I'm sorry I forgot the start time. But go ahead and head out there, and we'll be out there. So me and Ron, and I think Vanessa's going to be there too, right?
Water.
And we'll be out there checking out the poetry, just hanging out and catching the vibes. And Sweet Tooth Cheesecake is going to be out there.
Right.
So if you want to try some samples of his cheesecakes and the different things he has,
Check that out.
woo.
Yep, sure enough.
Trying
But
to
you can't
tell
get there till 8 because we got to watch TGIF first. Then you go. So don't forget, TGIF is still coming to you this Friday. That's why I will not be at Puff Puff Poetry.
Right.
You know, like I said last time, I almost had a heart attack. So, yeah, me and Black Cat will be here while they puffing. We're gonna be here working. You know, that's how we do.
We'll be networking. That's
Yeah, you know what? Pretty much, yeah. That is what we do. I mean,
Right.
Try to get out. Honestly, we're gonna take the rest of those cards just to have them and give them out out there, put them somewhere, let people travel, so we can market that. And then for Saturday, I'm gonna grab the ones we had last time and take and put at the Fuji Chocolate shit.
cool. Get them all passed out finally.
Absolutely.
And get some new cards and shit, get some new shit on it.
And we need to make sure that we bring special attention to November the 10th.
Oh yeah. We finally get to talk about this.
7:00.
We hadn't said anything
No,
before
we
we went
had.
on hiatus.
No,
Did
we did.
We did?
Yeah, we mentioned it a couple of times.
Okay.
on the paper.
Okay.
You know, so they
I forgot.
already know November 10th.
That's how long it's
November
been.
10th, 7:00. That would be a Thursday.
A
Right,
Thursday.
Long live the Ark.
That would be a Thursday, sir.
Right, it's a long live the Ark.
At what time?
7:00.
Got that right.
7:00 every day. Bing, bing,
Same
bing,
bad
bing,
time,
bing.
same bad
So if
channel.
it's a
I'm saying.
Thursday, that would make that a Long Live the Arts episode,
Right,
Yes.
right.
which states that Long Live the Arts as our very own wordmatician, Tiffany Scales, interviews her special guest, the Nikki Giovanni, American poet,
That's gonna be good.
writer,
Man, I'm so looking
commentator,
forward to this.
activist, an educator, and goddess. Thank
Yeah,
you
we could have a
so
sit here
much.
with us.
Oh man.
Oh man, if we could have.
You know.
Oh
Hey,
man.
you never know. Maybe one day as we grow,
Oh,
as they
man.
help us grow, she might want to come back and sit right here with us.
Hey
Oh,
man,
man.
if
You
we
know
would,
what I'm
if we
saying?
could be so blessed, you know what I mean?
Right. And then don't forget our website,
Oh,
www.thedailysmoke.com, and you'll find out everything all about us, what's
Absolutely.
upcoming. Now that we're back, make sure you check that out. You'll get all our affiliates, all our sponsors, our family, everything. So make sure you check out our thing. And don't forget the donations. We still do donations.
Yes,
Hey,
we do.
Christmas time is coming. Giving time of the year is coming. So
You
make
know.
sure y'all give to Cash App. Dollar
Rudolph to
sign
land on our house.
TV Smoke. Make sure y'all show the love so that we can bring you some better stuff.
Right, we want some trick or treats.
You know what I mean?
We-
Some
Halloween,
Santa
you
Claus
could-
gifts.
Put us on your Black Friday list.
I
You know what I'm
like Santa
saying?
You know,
Claus
we could
gifts.
hit up all the holidays in between now.
From now and then, we got Halloween. You can donate.
We all
then, you
ghetto.
can donate.
We like Santa Claus gifts.
You know what I'm saying? I like Rudolph.
You know?
Me and Rudolph cool.
You know that's good.
Oh man. So
Probably want to.
before we get deep into the subject, and I know a lot of people's wondering what we're going to talk about tonight, I promise you, it's not as heavy or deep to understand as it may sound.
Okay, I'm looking forward to the explanation
But-
on this one.
But I guarantee you, once you understand the basics of it, understanding that has profound effect.
Okay.
Okay. But it's very basic, and I can't wait for us to talk about it. We're going to do a cross, really brief surface cross comparison of a couple of different religions. We're going to cover just the main contemporary ones for tonight.
With Professor X.
But before we go there, how y'all doing, man?
I'm good.
Oh,
I'm good.
man.
Feeling better.
Yeah, you feeling better,
Getting my
man?
strength back and everything.
Are you?
Moving. Whatever pills my doctor gave me took that cough. Like
That's what I was gonna ask. How was
Really?
the talk doing?
No, that night I took that shit. It did put me to sleep like it was supposed to, but I don't remember coughing through the night. Maybe I did sleep, but when I got up, I didn't cough for a while, so whatever medicine she gave me, that shit took that shit out. All that shit was pretty much gone that I had up in there.
Nice.
It's still a little bit here and there, but for the most part, yeah, that shit, whatever she did, she hooked the brother up.
See, you are a smoker though, so it's always gonna be
That
a
too,
little
yeah,
something,
yeah,
you know.
right.
So yeah, shit, I'm glad, man.
But she
I'm
took
glad.
that 19 the fuck out of me though.
that 19, that 19 is up in your
You know
lungs.
what I'm saying?
all them little crowns.
Those little crowns, man. They
19.
motherfuckers was all over the place. Get them out my damn chest. Go.
Little crowns was taking up too
Oh,
much space.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. But it was good, but it's better, much better, you know, shit.
Yeah.
And now it's getting cooler. This heat is finally somewhat dissipated. It's still a little hot, but not like it was
Nah.
for so many fucking months that we've been up in
Dude,
here.
I walked outside on my lunch break earlier today when I was at work, and you like height of the summer, you walk outside like that heat hit you in the face
Exactly.
like
Right
a
there.
wall.
Bam.
Takes your breath.
You're like,
Yeah.
ooh,
That shit is
shit, man. When I walked outside today, it was hot. You know, once you step out from under the shade, it was hot, but it was not like blow your face off hot. It was.
hot
It
like
was-
it's supposed to be.
Right. It was reasonable.
Yeah.
I'm standing in the sunshine. It's supposed to be warm, you know.
Right.
Right.
I'm like, yeah.
Right.
Shit, this morning I woke up and it said it was 57 degrees outside.
And we had a hoodie
Sign
on
me
the other
up.
Because I woke up
Yeah.
I wake up before the sun comes up.
Yeah.
So I go out when I go downstairs to make coffee. I open up my back door and I just stand there for a few minutes and I was letting that cold air just hit me. I was like, yeah, man.
And Amy takes the kids to school this morning. She had a hoodie on the other day. She came home like, yeah, damn hoodie on. She was like 50 something. I thought, no, shit, that sounds good.
Dude, I'm telling you, wake up early just to feel
I
it.
want to feel it.
You know?
Man, I'm trying to tell you.
Talking to my sister, like, yo, I can't wait till we get to Michigan. It's gonna be nice and cool. By the time we get there, she said, it's cold now. It's like 41 degrees right now.
Damn.
Like, oh shit. Like 41 and kind of, you know, up there sometimes it'd be gloomy and rain. So it's cold wind, cold rain.
Yeah.
But I love that.
Oh, I would be in
I
heaven.
love that shit.
I would be in hog damn heaven.
Have your little windbreaker on with a hood, let that rain hit. I love that shit.
Yeah, all
man.
about it.
You know, it's not this
Man, you give me cold weather any day.
Right,
I love. I don't want to fuck with no snow, but
Mhm.
cold weather, yes.
right.
Yes.
Hey, man, how do y'all feel like now that we're back into the swing of things, you know? Like, how y'all feeling?
Feeling good, man. You
Yeah.
know, it's like we were talking about before. It's that inertia.
Yeah.
You know, you get used to sitting still for a little while, and it gets real comfortable.
Mhm.
But then once you start moving again, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
And it was good to see that a lot of people came back.
They
Yeah.
sure did,
Thank
exactly.
thank y'all so much.
Oh, them. Thank you.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Coming
Thank
back,
you.
yeah.
You know,
They came back.
we thought-
we predicted what, a month? I predicted a month or two.
I said 2 weeks. I gave our audience credit. I gave them 2
You
weeks.
know,
That's
no,
what's
they
up.
You
came
know what
back.
I'm saying?
Thank
But
y'all.
hell, they came and showed out for us
Right.
on Monday night. So we
Yeah,
appreciate
that's
that,
what's
y'all.
up.
Thank y'all.
That's a real honor, man.
Yeah.
That's a
It makes
real
you feel
honor.
good because you know that means that people missed us.
Right.
That's a
We missed
real
them.
honor.
We
Damn
missed
sure
y'all, so
did.
shit.
Shoot, so we appreciate that, y'all. Thank y'all for sticking with
Yeah,
us.
that was cool. So
And get your tickets at the Coochie Chagalier
Don't
because
forget.
we're going to actually, at one point in time during the show, be a part of the program.
right.
I think she said the second hour.
The second hour.
Second
Yeah.
hour.
So we're going to
Oh,
actually be,
Good stuff.
and I don't know what, you
Oh,
know.
brother Mike.
Hey, what's up, Mike? What's happening, man? What's
up, man?
happening?
The cheesecake.
So
man.
yeah, you know, if you're watching, you know, and you want to come out there and talk to us, pick our brains about certain things or whatever. But she's gonna, you know, break us down as a company, as a brotherhood. You know what makes us work. You know,
Relationally speaking.
relationally speaking, and that's the context that is going to occur in. So I think it's going to be a really good
Make sure to
conversation.
Come out. Especially
So,
here in
Come
Houston.
check us out.
Yeah, come check it out.
And remember, if you go on there right now till 9 o'clock on Friday,
An extra $5.
you get an extra $5 off your ticket. So please go and check that out. And that's only for the people who actually watch us. So you know, y'all getting the hookup
Mm.
And you
By-
get fed
by
too.
being
You
a
get
daily
fed, right?
smoker.
Is
Oh,
it-
yeah.
is it a brunch.
because
Oh, yeah,
she's gonna
for the
have
brunch. Yeah,
some
for the
brunch
brunch.
type foods there.
So
Yeah.
look, $20 brunch. You good? And some good
Yeah. It's
conversation.
going to be some very good
Make sure you
conversation.
don't miss that. You know, and again,
And
don't
on the
forget, y'all
side, before
can
you
call
get
in
started.
today's show. We are live, 281-968-1029.
Hit us up.
Call in, let us know what you think, you know, and or if you already got your ticket to the Fuji Chagalia, maybe let us know that you'll be there. So don't
Yeah,
forget.
check us out.
Right.
If you got your ticket, put it in the chat. Let us know. We love to have an idea of who we're gonna get to meet.
Right.
When we go out this Saturday.
Right.
So please put it in the chat. But anyway, man. So how you been, brother Ron?
Man, I've been good, man.
Yeah.
I've been good, man. Yeah, just getting into the swing of things, you know, in terms of like starting a new work regimen and still maintaining daily smoke stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, wow, like, you know, what I'm learning, and I learned this the first time when I was in the military.
Right.
Like how much you could fit in a 24-hour period.
Sure,
you would be amazed.
A lot of shit.
You know what I mean? You would be utterly amazed.
I trust me, I'm not.
And you know now
They used to say we do more by 9 a.m. than most people do.
and
all
like
day.
now we be doing more like 4 a.m.
Right.
You know, and 5 a.m. and they are not lying.
No.
They are not lying. They are not lying. But I guess as a you know in my civilian life or what have you, you know, going to school and everything. Now I'm really having to manage all of my time.
Right.
You know, and I'm learning this. This is not something that I'm mastering of, and I'm.
It's not a switch. You
I'm-
can't just
yeah,
flick it
you know
over
what I
and be
mean?
like, time
Like,
management mode.
I'm seeing, like, I'm looking at how well I manage my time in my personal life also, and how I manage things. That's going to affect how well I'm able to be fully present for our show.
Right.
You know,
Well,
so
he
I
does.
see
He
it.
does it already.
I see it. You know what I mean?
It can be
I see
challenging,
it.
man. I'm
Yeah, it's
it's
challenging. huh?
definitely
Work all
challenging.
day.
Especially if you have a stressful job,
Yeah.
it makes it especially difficult. Now, the one thing I will say is I love when I can get things done for the show during my day, because that increases my opportunity for when I'm say, of course, not nights like tonight,
Uh-huh.
but for my evenings at home. That gives me the opportunity. Okay, because I got this done. I got 2 hours right here that I can just relax. You know, 2-3 hours right here where I can maybe take a breath. Go out and grab me something to eat. You know, and watch a episode of Witcher or something like that.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, yeah. Matter of fact, I still haven't watched the new Game of Thrones yet.
I haven't either. I thought it was just me, man.
No, man.
I thought it was just me.
I
thought it was just me.
Spoiler alert!
I thought it was just
Man,
me.
I will punch you.
I thought it
You
was
better
just
not.
me.
That shit is just as crazy as the actual guy. You know?
Is it really?
Pretty much. I mean,
Oh, I
the
can't
way
wait
this
to
show's
watch
been
it.
going.
When your boy, okay, I can't remember his name. The dude that was helping the queen.
Yes.
The one who killed his brother and father at the end of last week's episode.
I don't remember, man.
You don't remember?
I don't remember. I must be too.
So you remember when Rhaenyra's boyfriend left, right?
No.
Okay, then I'm gonna stop talking.
Yeah.
I will stop talking. I will stop talking. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you was up to that date, but no, you must be behind me.
I'm behind.
Damn, I'm sorry.
I
Yeah.
just watched the one from Sunday. So I'm already that much more ahead.
I gotta watch that and She-Hulk.
I've been with
Saw
She-Hulk. It's
She-Hulk.
getting a little silly, but
That's all
I'm
right.
still with it. I
I
wish
like
he would fight more and do shit more like that.
I like She-Hulk.
But it is, you know, She-Hulk attorney at law, so she's a lawyer. The sister girl does more of the lawyering than anybody else.
I saw
on that show.
a theory that her assistant, I forgot the chick's name, the one with the dark
The
hair.
Spanish girl.
Yeah, she's the villain of she's the real villain of the show.
Okay, she knows everything.
Yeah, I'm also hearing spoilers that there are hints of the leader. If you don't know the character leader, then instead of having super
That's that
strength or
dude that
whatever,
got that
like the
pudding
Hulk,
and left.
the leader has a big old head, but he's like
Dragon.
he's like a genius level intelligence, and I'm way beyond her. And he wants the Hulk strength along with that intelligence.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
that's how it ended the last time when dude sent that text with the blood and the green shit and the other shit.
Oh yeah. Now I'm wondering. Oh, maybe that. Okay.
That
Okay.
dude got some green pudding and bounced.
I hadn't brought up the dragon, Mama Joyce. So no, but there is something in the episode I'm talking about that has to do with the dragon, with the dragon. Woo!
Lord.
I'm trying to tell you that.
Lord.
Dracarys.
Yes, man.
Say
Yes.
shit then.
Yes.
He's too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Man, get caught up, brother.
I'm trying, man.
Get caught up.
I'm
I
trying.
remember just the original God. Every night after that show come on, I look at Amy like, "Fuck this shit. I'm not watching this ever again. This is stupid. This is stupid." Every episode, and then I couldn't wait for the next one. Like I told you, it took us 10 years to watch that whole shit.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
he got to go binge it right away. I said, "Man, it took us 10 years to watch that whole fucking thing because you had to wait.
Man.
Sometimes you waited 2 years before they come back with 6 episodes. Come on, man. What the fuck?" But then after each episode, man, fuck this shit. These motherfuckers is crazy. That's why I said I want that blue-eyed motherfucker sitting on that throne looking at all of them zombies. That's what I wanted. You know, and spoiler alert in God, because that's not what happened. But that's what
No, that's damn sure not what happened.
To win all that shit.
Really, that the ending of Game of Thrones was a letdown. It was a letdown.
Yeah, it was like
tripping.
I enjoyed it for like I said, I appreciated it for what it was, but if you had asked me what I had imagined for the ending of a series that went that hard, that was not it.
You know, I would have went with her and just kept Warren. You know, but she wanted to keep going. They told her not to. I would have did that. I'd have just kept going. Fuck it. These people know I run things here.
I could even run with John killing her, but John should have became king at that point. But anyway,
He didn't want that shit though.
it's not a question of whether he didn't want to be king in the north.
He didn't want that shit because he knows when you king, motherfuckers, everybody's trying to kill your ass.
But you know they finna do a sequel that's just about him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they got another spinoff coming. It's just called Snow.
Oh, is it before?
No, it's after.
It's after. Oh, so what happens?
So like where you see him walking beyond the wall and you see him going out.
Oh, they go out there.
This is what happens afterwards. So we get some answers at least as to what happened in Westeros
They're
after.
gonna go fight them little kids that made
See what happened when you use
Bagels.
start you talking to talking about like the dictation. You talk to your phone and it translates what you're trying to say. I love Bagels of Thrones.
Yeah, but Bagels is nowhere near games.
It was the way she looked. It was the way she pronounced it.
Oh, okay.
Gotta love our audience.
Yeah.
Gotta love our
Where you
audience.
get those Bagels of Thrones?
Bagels of Thrones.
Bagels of Thrones.
Are those real good?
That's the new series.
They come with little
Bagels
cinnamon
of Thrones.
spikes on them.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they give it to you on a knife. Here you go. Yeah, the Bagels of Thrones.
Bagels of Thrones.
So
Get them at Einstein's.
that would be all. I just love Einstein.
I still like that going there shit. That shit is good.
Oh, we got about how much time we got, y'all? 29 minutes. All right, cool. All right, so I want to talk tonight, or wanted us to talk tonight about something I thought was very important. And what we're going to talk about tonight, or we're going to look at religion in a different light tonight.
Okay.
I wanted us to talk about religion and how it affects your reality. And the only way you can really understand what I am saying when I say we want to understand how religion shapes your reality, I want everyone to understand that what we're about to say can be applied equally to all three of these major religions. So this is not so much a
Not
conversation.
Just them, all the other ones too.
It holds across.
Mm-hmm.
It holds, okay? All right. This is an important point that we're going to make tonight later, but this is an important point because you have to understand what you're saying when you're using similar terms with vastly different meanings. So now that lets you know you're going to have a difference in reality in terms of what you would see as normal or ideal versus what someone else sees normal or ideal, because they have a different reality. You with me? Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. So let's not get too far ahead. So let me ask y'all this. If I asked you all the three major predominant religions on the planet today, what three religions would you name?
Christianity, Judaism, and Islam.
Easily, hands down.
Those are what they made the main three. Right?
Hands down.
Those
All
are the
right.
biggest three, yeah.
Hands down. All right. Now, out of those three religions, I want us to look at the one that we're most familiar with dealing with, which has had a pretty nice run so far, Christianity. Now, I'm going to say this again. Everything that I'm about to say can apply and does apply equally across any other example that suits you best. If you're watching the show tonight and you're a Muslim, it fits you. We're just not using your words.
Right.
You understand what we're saying? We're just not instead of us saying Muhammad, we're going to talk about Jesus.
And it's
You with
like
me?
that ancient dude, Adonis, some philosopher, Adonis or something. He said that the Egyptian gods are our same gods. They just call them something different. I forget the dude.
See-
It's like a philosopher from that. And that's something that I read about what we're talking about today. 'Cause I'm trying to learn.
That's the thing. I don't think we're talking. I don't think that, and not to jump ahead, guys. So if I lose you all, I'm sorry. But not to think that these gods are representative of something else. These gods are representative of a reality
Those people.
of those people.
And it's the language.
So it's not so much what the God looks like now. That's their reality.
That's what it looks like
Whether
to
you
them.
agree with it or not, it's not even up for discussion.
Right. This is what
We're
it looks
talking
like to
about
them.
your reality.
So, and just trying to give an example here. So, a Christian's reality, in part, is going to be shaped by the fact that he believes in a heaven and a hell. So, you're not going to, there's certain actions, certain activities in your life that you, if you're a believer, you're not going to even participate in those. They are off the table because you know that they're going to get you sent to hell.
Absolutely.
But there are certain other activities that you damn sure want to participate in because you know that those are going to get you into heaven.
Absolutely.
So those activities which are attached to the religion, or those traditions, I guess you could say, that are attached to the religion, help shape that person's reality because
Absolutely.
they believe in that particular religion.
Absolutely.
That's what you. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because, and you couldn't have stated it any better, man. Perfect. Because even if you look at, if my predominant religion, that's the civilization I've grown up in.
Right.
My systems of rules, of what proper rules and modes of behavior are going to have more in common with someone who knows nothing about Christianity. And let's say we're talking Islam, they have a different set of rules. Y'all with me?
Right.
Okay, so if the Christian has a certain set of rules that he or she lives their lives by, if you want to be fair and you look at Islam, they have the same thing, but it ain't got nothing to do with what you're talking about. And this reality that is informing us of how we should behave, what we should believe, what our customs are, what you should even eat,
How you dress.
how you dress, you have to understand that that reality is just as real
Right.
as the fervent evangelist of Christianity. You know
Right.
what I mean?
If perception is 9/10 of reality, as the old saying goes, then if your perception includes that particular religion, then that is the, almost in a way, the core of your reality in a lot of ways. And so, but you can find the commonalities in between somebody who says, who follows the Christian way and the Muslim way, even though they both arrive at those solutions
Right,
completely different.
right,
There's some commonalities in between those. They come to some of the same conclusions.
right.
Okay.
So now they're arriving to similar conclusions, but those conclusions are different realities.
Right. Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? That we're not arguing if they all believe that there is some form of a heaven or some form of a hell. We're arguing about the different names and what they mean. And if you look at any specific religion and you listen very carefully what they're saying, what you will find is the heaven that the Christian sees to be like this highest attainable thing. That is a different heaven than what you're talking about in Islam.
Okay.
You follow what I'm saying?
Right, right.
If you really understand,
Still heavens, but they're
they're still heavens.
but they're not the same.
But the experience and the belief of the practitioner,
Right. It's
if
totally different.
it is to believe wholeheartedly, that's a different experience.
It's a whole different thing.
The reason I'm and Jonathan, thank you so much for walking with me on this. The reason this is important is because now you can see the differences of how we have totally different reality on the surface level, and they're going to be this thing with religion and the war against it. That's built in us now. You understand what I'm saying?
It's part of our
Like that's
reality.
part of our
That's all we know.
that's part of our DNA now.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? Now,
Real. That shit is real.
now, if we've accepted that, now this part blew my mind. Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. If you look at something called religion, and say we're wrong. Jonathan Muse always says those are the Abrahamic religions. That's right. They all have that in common. So now we're looking at variations on the theme, aren't we?
Right.
They all come from Abraham, but you got Jews, you got Christians, and you got Islamists. Same father, but everything else after that different.
Right.
You know what I mean? Okay, so all of them, even as different as they are, their code of conduct, their morals, what informs them how they should be in the world is going to be very similar.
Right.
It's going to be very similar. Here's the crazy part. What happens if you run against a Hinduist?
It's a whole
What if you meet a
different reality.
Hinduist?
That's their whole different reality.
What if you meet a Hinduist?
And that's what he
To
believes.
show you how exactly.
I mean,
to,
to me, it's
to,
going to be like, man, come on, man. That's not
to
the way.
show you all how westernized, indoctrinated we've been. Like the things that the Hinduists take for granted, you wouldn't conceive in your wildest imagination. Two totally different faith systems. But now you have these people with this type of reality. They have to live next to these people with this type of reality. Don't forget, their reality is just as real for them as yours is.
Right. So you can't tell them no different.
That's very important to remember.
To make a pop culture reference. So, like in the MCU or in the Marvel universe, I say, not in the movies, because they touch on it a little bit in the movies, but mainly in the comics, all the gods of human history exist. So, like Thor is a god, right?
Yes.
So you have the Asgardians, Odin, and all of that.
Yes.
But you also have Zeus and Artemis and all of those. You also have the Egyptian gods, Khonshu, and all of that from Moon Knight.
Right.
So you have all of these pantheons out there. And even in the Marvel comics, the Christian God exists. And so at one point, I forgot what character it was, but one character was talking to one of these guys. It was like, okay, so wait, since all of y'all exist, what happens when you die? Mm-hmm. And he was like, well, it depends on what you believe when you was alive. Mm-hmm. So if you was just so happen to be a worshiper of Zeus and Athena and all of them, you go to their heaven. Mm-hmm. You know, if you was a believer in Jesus and all of that, then you go to that heaven. Mm-hmm. So it was, all of them exist simultaneously right next to each other because they all in the same universe, but it's all based on the rules you've chosen while you were here.
Absolutely. Some would argue what we have chosen has already been predetermined by the society that we live within.
Which makes sense.
Because in order for you to function in that society, you're gonna have to come to the table with some already agreed upon. You know what I mean? Like in this society, like we don't just see a woman if we want to go take her. in this society, we hold certain things to be true. Yes, a woman does have a voice at the table, at our table. That's how we as Westerners have agreed upon. And that's how much we all buy into it. You know what I mean? But what happens when you meet someone in a different whole set of rules?
You can't argue with them.
The reason, and you know what, Bobby, when I thought about this, I thought the importance of this would be so you can be able to experience and see other realities other than your own. Don't mean you have to buy into it.
Right.
But there's an experience waiting for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's an experience waiting for you.
You get to see. It's almost like being able to look through a window into another world.
Right.
Some people
Because
go and
Right.
walk that walk to see exactly what it's like.
oh yeah,
Absolutely.
You know?
yeah.
Absolutely.
And forget their own.
Absolutely.
Like, oh no, I like this.
But see,
better.
that's when you have a clash of civilizations and whoever has the biggest stick
And
wins.
that's been since
You know,
the
that's
50s,
really what
and
has happened.
most
You know what I
wars
mean?
back in the day
There was no
because of
no
religion.
collaboration, nothing like that. No, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why West is, you know,
Like,
is
we
big.
do it this way. No,
That-
we do it this
That's
way.
why religion
Right.
is the way it is. Okay, but anyway, getting back to the subject. But damn, Lotion threw me off again. That's all. Doggone it. It was
If
a
you
point
run
that I was
into, if
making.
you run into the other civilization,
So
the other reality.
when I was looking at it, and I said, okay, like I need an example to understand how radically different these real realities are. And the individual that I was learning from stated, let's look at how we look at it in the West.
Okay.
And this applies. It has some type of feeling like they want to be a representative God. That individual, regardless of what they believe in the Western tradition, they go to school, they learn certain things, and then you go to a secondary school and you get a whole bunch of degrees, and then you go and you study a whole lot of time, like with understanding language, religion, you know, that kind of stuff. And then you get your degree, and then you thank you, man. And then you may have someone after you say, okay, I want to be a internship, if you will, and then finally, after that, you're conferred upon by, you know, your sanctioning body. You are a minister. You are the Pope. You are a priest. You are Reverend Dr. Jackson, such and such. You know, that title is given to them by the state. That's very important to remember. That sets the predicate and tone for how Westerners see things as a whole. We do that with education, period. You have to have a sanctioning body that confers upon you the right to be able to practice under their name lawfully, or that discipline lawfully. We apply that to English. We apply that to education. We apply that to love. Look at our marriages. You get a marriage license. And then if you want to get a divorce, you have to go through the state and make it legal. Look at how that same type of thinking. Am I making sense?
No, yeah, sure enough.
Look at how that same thinking, that's what informs us as that we're Westerners, because we do certain things a certain way, and that's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
The Hinduists, show you how different they are. When an individual feels like they want to commune and spread the word of Hinduism, they go out into the woods. And when they go out into the woods, they stay out in the woods so long that they are not to come back to society after they've been enlightened and forgot when they had a name. Once you dissolved who you are, because as long as you're in society, you always have somebody talking to you, pointing to you, reminding you of who you are. But when you're in solitude for a long time, you learn who you really are. That's where they come from. After that individual gets rid of their ego, communes with the gods of whatever, and they come back to society, they're qualified as a spiritualist. That was not
at the same thing. They got to get something. Or
that's the thing. They're not getting anything.
Them that, hey,
no
you
one.
did this shit.
The moment you see me day one,
so
I'm a spiritualist.
And I would know that you did all that shit no matter what. You actually did to get to where you're at. You don't need no diploma or shit.
Notice how you don't need the state.
Right. You don't need no.
That's the point I'm trying to get to.
Right.
Notice how you don't need the state to validate your position in society regarding something that says, okay, there's a God or whatever, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. That's how different the thinking is. That's how different the thinking is. That's crazy. If you can, hey, Dennis, what's up, love? If we only got 10 more minutes, if you can understand other people's religions, don't look at it so much as something that you may want to try and believe in. Look at religion as a case study of someone's reality. That's the beauty of religion. You know what I mean? It puts you right in their head. It lets you know everything you need to know about them. And the reason why we do not have productive dialogue when having conversations about religion and spirituality, which the two are different, but we don't have a lot of production in those areas of conversation, is because it becomes more of an ego thing. We start getting involved in wanting to convert you.
Right.
And who does it bigger and better, that's who wins the argument. You know what I mean? Versus the other part of the conversation is, did you have an experience? Yes.
Right. That's why I'm here.
You don't need us.
Right.
And whoever listens to you, so be it.
More power to them.
Right.
So be it. As a matter of fact, and they'll be the first ones to tell you. That would be the first ones to tell you. Like, you could be like, hey, man, I think I'm God. Here, they'll lock you in an insane asylum. Over there, they'll say, welcome to the party.
Like, oh,
you finally realize. No, that's real.
Like
I'm not even being funny.
You see what you are, right?
But that's their reality.
Right.
If
to us is like,
if you're not having that experience in studying other people's reality, then yes, religion has failed you. Because you couldn't have had a better insight or better window to peer into a person's way of thinking, what they hold dear. Right. In terms of if they subscribe to this reality. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
And that's why it's important to understand different people's religions, because Sam, what's his name? Sam, he's on YouTube. Sam, I cannot remember his name. I just said his name earlier, man. He's the biggest agnostic atheist on the planet.
Okay.
And he can sit there and have in-depth conversations with people about various different forms of religion, where now we can have a conversation without anyone getting any more offended than if you was having a conversation with a full convert.
Right. And see, for me, that was like part of my journey through when I finally became an atheist for myself.
Right.
It's like I started looking at, and I'll admit I didn't go into in depth in a lot of them, but I had to I wanted to kind of feel around and see if anything felt real to me.
Right.
And so you get that interesting kind of perspective into, like you said, these other realities.
Yes.
Because you're looking at the rules and the way that these people view the world.
Absolutely.
This is the lens that filters everything that they deal with. You know, just like, for growing up, Christianity did for me. So you get that perspective. Just for me, it was like, okay, that's interesting and that's good. I like that. They made some good points, but they did do some fucked up shit. But okay, so on and so forth. Throughout the things that I looked into, and it just got to the point where it's like, yeah, but I don't believe in any of it. And so, and I said, if I don't have a fervent belief, if I don't, if nothing is sparking at me, then.
So, interesting point. When I was listening to this gentleman, brilliant mind, man. I think it's one of the most brilliant minds ever. Um, he says, hey man, it doesn't matter whether you talk about Buddhism, which play by a whole different game. That's a whole different other set of reality and rules. You know what I mean? Like you never go to a Buddhist temple and see a piece of steak, especially as offering. You know what I mean? Like they literally do no harm. You know what I mean? So you're not gonna see. You're gonna see a different rule.
Look at the Jains.
You know what I mean? For real.
You got to sweep in front of you before you take a step, just in case you accidentally step on a bug.
It's just some things you know. What I mean? There's some things you're gonna see and you're not gonna see. You know what I mean? So like if you look at that was Miss fault. That was my fault. You threw me off. No, you threw me off.
It was me this time?
Man, because I was trying to make a point. Doggone it. It was an important point,
It'll come back to you.
You think so? I hope so. Damn. Because I was trying to remember all this because there was so much information. Oh, that's what it was. So he says, basically, whether it's Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, at the end of the day, you bought it. That's what gave it its power.
Right.
That's what gave it its power. Like
right.
you bought it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's it. He was absolutely correct. I would argue, hey man, like instead of there just being more fights behind if your reality is gonna trump their reality or this belief trumps that belief, you know what I mean? I wish there was really more inter religion dialogue because we're not hearing each other.
I think leave it at that's what you believe. Cool, that's on you.
But that would require the dialogue.
But that's only gonna last you so long into the numbers, right? Into the numbers. It's COVID. You know what I mean? That's only gonna last until you get to the numbers. But if I can understand that you're coming from a totally different point of view, where I have any way of understanding, right, in terms of like my day-to-day, what I subscribe to, to be my system, you know, what have you.
I guess it opens your eyes to see.
I don't think there would be.
Even though they're trying to go where I'm going,
I don't think we have so much confusion.
It's like I see where you're going. You know, I see why you do what you do. I do the same shit, but a different way.
There's a difference between tolerance and acceptance. You know,
right.
You can tolerate another religion, or say, you know, I don't care. You do what you do. I'm gonna do what I do.
Right.
That's a tolerance.
Right.
You're not understanding the other person.
Right.
They're not understanding you.
That's only gonna last you so long.
Right. And then eventually there's a misunderstanding and there's a conflict.
Here we are.
So you have to get to the point of acceptance and say, hey, I understand this is what you believe. I'm going to be respectful of that because it may not be what I believe, but I understand that you really believe that.
And we don't say that genuinely like you said that. You know how we usually say that? We'll say that same thing to be dismissive, just like, just get out the way. I believe what you believe. All right, cool. Cool. You know, let's keep the peace.
That's on you.
That's totally different than what he was saying.
But that's the difference between that tolerance and that acceptance.
Exactly.
Right.
That's my whole argument. Like if we really took the time to understand what we were dismissing, I don't think we'll have a lot of problems. Right. As many problems.
A lot of these conflicts would resolve themselves just from the simple fact of understanding where the other person's coming from.
Right. Case in point, you know why Christians specifically, now you'll be able to get it now. You know why Christians are so hard on their evangelism teams?
Why?
Because it is imperative that you know that there is a reality waiting for you of forever damnation. They have accepted this as a true reality. So it becomes imperative that they go out and get as many people as they can from this eventual ending.
They literally believe that they're
saving.
They
believe that.
They believe that they're saving.
But it's not. Yes, it is Inquisition to a degree. That was the politicized version.
They believe that they were saving you.
But you have to understand, like when you, that's how they see the situation.
Right.
And if you understand that, that'll also help you understand why a lot of Christians, especially, they seem kind of dire and everything is imminent and it has to happen now because we don't know when it's coming. You know what I mean? Right. That's a part of our reality. So if you have to deal with someone like that and you don't subscribe to those rules, at least they believe in God behaving like this. But these people that believe in God behave differently because they have different rules.
But they all believe in God.
But they all believe in
Right. A God.
a God.
The God that's their God.
A God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different subject.
Right. Well, that's about all the time we got.
Yes, it is, man. Oh my God, 17, 79.
You know,
I hope
don't
I didn't
forget to
bore
hit
y'all,
that-
man.
Don't forget to hit that like button. Like. I see 9 of y'all watching right
Hey,
now.
nah,
with 2
I hope I
likes.
didn't bore everyone. I know I can
You
get
know?
kind of heavy.
No, that was interesting though, because it makes sense. Like a lot of us don't think
Oh,
about
okay,
that.
cool. Okay.
A lot of us don't think
Okay.
about that. I know this is what it is for me. Then you see a Muslim or Islam person.
Yeah.
Man, that don't make no sense, man. But you're not trying to think that what he's thinking is almost what you're thinking.
You know what I mean?
But there's no way you're gonna make him think different.
Right.
That's all he knows.
Right.
Just like you're sitting there
Right.
looking at
Right.
him like,
Right.
I mean, that's crazy.
Right.
He's looking at you like, man, you don't know what the
Right.
fuck you're talking about.
Right.
So you should at least be able to. I understand where you're going from, because I know what I do to do what I do. So now I learned to understand why you do
Exactly.
to be what you do.
Exactly.
So now I understand that it's not so fucked up to me anymore, because it's just that's what you believe. This is what I believe. Hey, if there is a heaven and a hell, and we end up in the same place, I'll see you there.
Los, I am willing to bet you that if you were to, and I'm not trying to get on side, I know we got to go, but if you were to really look at how they describe heaven, I don't see the same place.
It's not the same place.
And I've looked.
See, that's crazy.
If you look at Judaism, how they understand,
It's
just
heaven
one.
up over here, right?
that's them, just it. And then you understand Christianity, how they understand.
right.
And then you look at the Islamists and how they understand. I think the reason why we think it's all the same, because we're not looking at the meaning. So what we'll do is say, hell, hell, hell. Okay, same thing. Heaven, heaven, heaven. That's the same word. Okay, that's what it's the same thing. But
But
no,
when you get
it's
there,
only a
whole
frame of
different-
reference.
Yeah, it's a whole different way.
It's an ideal.
Yeah.
But the experience of whatever that reality is
Right.
is totally different than the reality.
Right.
If you went to heaven, if there's a heaven or hell
right.
in Judaism, do you understand what I'm
You're
saying?
not gonna have
That's
rows
very
and rows
important.
of bud and shit.
Don't let the word. It's like don't let the words fool you. You have to
Right.
understand.
It's-
Don't let the words
that's
fool you.
their heaven, but it's not the same heaven that you think. It's not the same heaven you think. To them, though, it's just as good as the one you think.
Y'all want
It's
to keep
not
on
the
talking
same
while we go
thing,
off the
so,
camera, man? Yeah, we got to let them go.
I
We're
know.
going to keep going.
We got to go anyway. So I'm Brother Los
Brother Jam.
I'm Brother Ron.
Brother Backhand.
on the cam as always.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for joining us. Don't forget, hit that like button, like.
Also, if you were scheduled to be on this show next week and any week after that, that was already, because we have a whole lot of people already scheduled to come on the show. Nothing changes. If you're not watching this episode and you don't have a chance to get to see this message, I'm going to contact everyone within the next 48 to 72 hours. And if you were scheduled to be on our show within the next month, you're gonna hear from me soon, and we're gonna let you know if we want to keep that appointment or if we want to move it or what have you. But everything else stays the same, okay?
Right.
Also, if you are going to be on the Tuesday show, Taboo
Happy
Tuesdays,
Tuesdays.
or Long Live the Arts, we're going to start recording for that in the coming weeks. So start looking for Tiffany's episodes to start coming week after next.
Right.
So she's going to be
just-
back normal
Right.
week
Tune
after
in
that.
to TGIF, and I'll let y'all know. Like I
Absolutely.
tell y'all what's coming.
Absolutely.
What we did. So
Absolutely.
tune into that, and you'll know when those shows are coming back.
Absolutely.
It should be about another week or so. They'll start coming back. So
And this Saturday there will be another Backhands Arcade.
yeah.
That is
So
coming
tune
back.
in
Okay,
Saturday
cool.
for Bobby Blackhand's
And
Arcade.
Friday, the Puff Puff
And
Poetry.
then make sure that not until after 8. You can't go to Puff Puff Poetry till after TGIF. Then you can
I
go.
feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Then you
feel
can
that.
go. Unless you're
And
there
Coach
watching
Chagoleo.
it. And then make sure y'all tune in. Remember, promo code on Eventbrite is SMOKE,
Yes.
and you get $5 off. So your ticket's only $20. So make sure y'all join.
That's $5 off, y'all, not $25.
No, it makes-
$5 off.
yeah.
It makes your ticket
$5.
Make it
$20.
Bam.
Yeah,
Right.
so
There you
and,
go.
and again, you get fed and everything, and good conversation. Plus, you get to meet us. So make sure y'all tune into that. Check us out on www.dailysmoke.com, where you know everything that you need to know about your smoke. So, and that's us again, Brother Los,
Brother Jam.
I'm Brother Ron.
Brother Black Cat. We're the Daily Smoke, and we're out.
Peace.
Peace.